Introducing the new 2026 Suzuki Thunder 125.
The night is still when the sound arrives, first a whisper, then a rising pulse, then a crackling roar that tears through the silence like a storm breaking open the sky. A single headlight pierces the darkness, streaking across wet asphalt as if drawn by an unseen hand. The beam grows brighter, the rumble grows deeper, and then it emerges from the shadows, the all-new 2026 Suzuki Thunder 125 lean, sharpened, alive, and wrapped in the kind of presence that turns the world into a cinematic stage the moment it rolls in. There's something different about it, something electric in the air, something that says this isn't just another entry in the 125 category. This is Suzuki bringing back a forgotten name, sharpening it with new muscle, and unleashing it into a world where small bikes are no longer meant to be simple, they're meant to be powerful, stylish, efficient, and full of attitude. Asterisk, the streets reflect the silhouette as it glides under glowing street lamps, matte lines blending into glossy contours, precision cuts running along the tank, subtle chrome touches glimmering under the light. It carries a retro hint, but only enough to honor its bloodline. Everything else feels modern, sharp, and distinctly aggressive. The new LED headlamp projects a crisp white beam shape like a clenched eye, almost daring the road ahead. The instrument cluster glows with a stealthy blue hue, a fully digital layout that displays gear position, fuel efficiency, range, clock, trip meters, maintenance alerts, features almost unheard of in this segment. Yet here they are, packed into a machine that refuses to accept its category's limits. Asterisk, and then there's the engine. The moment the throttle is cracked open, there's a note that feels surprisingly muscular for 125cc. Suzuki didn't chase raw noise, they engineered a tonal balance, where the low-end rumble meets the mid-range growl and rises into a sharper top-end bite. The air-cooled single-cylinder engine is a new generation SOHC unit, redesigned from its core. Lighter, more efficient, and tuned with Suzuki Eco Performance Dual Mode. Twist the throttle softly, and the Thunder glides with buttery smooth efficiency. Twist it hard, and the bike wakes up responsive, eager, and surprisingly quick for its size. Peak power sits just above the previous class standards, but what truly matters is how it delivers it. The torque curve is flat, consistent, and available exactly when the rider needs it. City overtakes, uphill pushes, sudden sprints after a slow car, it handles them without hesitation. Asterisk, rainwater splashes beneath the tires as the Thunder slices through narrow lanes, the new chassis revealing its intentions. Suzuki built this frame for stability. The rigidity is more precise, the weight distribution more balanced, and the suspension tuned to absorb rough patches without losing composure. The front telescopic forks glide over bumps with a controlled rebound, while the rear adjustable shock makes quick work of potholes and uneven roads. It's not soft, it's not stiff, it's tuned right in the middle, where comfort meets control. When the speed rises, the bike doesn't wobble or float. It stays planted, confident, and incredibly predictable. The wider, grippier tubeless tires add a layer of confidence, making wet road riding feel less like a gamble and more like a controlled dance. Asterisk, braking feels crisp, modern, and secure. The front 240mm disc with single-channel ABS works with a rear drum that's surprisingly responsive. There's no sudden bite, no unpredictable lock. It's measured, progressive, and perfectly dialed for real-world riding. In emergency stops, the ABS engages smoothly, helping the bike maintain control even when the road conditions aren't ideal. It's the kind of braking feel that turns new riders into better riders and experienced riders into smoother ones. Asterisk, at the heart of the ride, the ergonomics feel natural. The seat height is friendly for all riders, the posture upright yet slightly lean forward for engagement, and the handlebar width just perfect for weaving through traffic without feeling cramped. The seat cushioning feels like Suzuki actually tested it for long ride, supportive without being stiff, soft without sinking. And on the back, there's a subtle rise, just enough to keep the rider braced during acceleration. Every contact point, foot pegs, levers, grips feels engineered with intention. A long stretch of empty road opens up and the speed climbs. The Thunder flows at 50, 60, 80 kilometers per hour without stress. The vibrations remain controlled, the sound stays rich, and the stability remains unshaken. Hit 90, and the bike still feels like it has breath left. It's not meant to be a high-speed machine, but it carries itself with a confidence that feels far above its 125cc class. This is the kind of refinement Suzuki has long been known for, the kind that riders don't always notice on spec sheets but feel every single day on the road. Asterisk. Fuel efficiency is where the Thunder becomes a daily rider's dream. With its new combustion chamber shape, lighter piston, and friction-reduced internals, this machine easily reaches fuel averages above 55 to 60 kilometers per hour in city riding and even higher on steady highway stretches. But what truly impresses is that the efficiency doesn't come at the cost of fun. Many 125cc bikes feel restricted, but the Thunder feels free efficient when you need it, spirited when you want it. Asterisk. The visuals shift again as the bike makes its way into a crowded market street. Neon lights reflect off the tank, people turn to look, and heads tilt with curiosity. It's not flashy, it's attractive. Not loud, it's commanding. The dual-tone tank options, the carbon-textured side panels, the sleek integrated indicators, and the new LED tail design give it the modern character city riders crave. Every angle catches light differently, making the Thunder look like it's moving even when it's still. Asterisk. The exhaust design deserves its own moment. Compact, angled, and tuned with a deeper-than-expected tone, it adds just enough presence without being intrusive. At idle, it's a heartbeat. At mid-revs, it's a confident growl. At full throttle, it's a rising note that pushes the rider forward both physically and emotionally. Asterisk. As the ride continues, the Thunder reveals what Suzuki's true goal was with this bike: not just to build a commuter, not just a budget option, not just a practical machine. They wanted something that young riders could feel proud of, something mature riders could rely on, and something everyday riders could trust. A bike with personality, efficiency, reliability, and style all woven into one seamless form. Asterisk. The cinematic rain slows. The clouds open slightly, and the Thunder glides into the golden glow of morning light. The chrome highlights shimmer, the digital cluster dims to daylight mode, and the engine settles into a smooth idle. After a long night of testing, turning, accelerating, braking, leaning, and pushing, the bike stands like it's ready for more. And that's the essence of the 2026 Suzuki Thunder. 125. It doesn't feel like a small bike. It feels like a complete bike. A bike with ambition. A bike built for riders who want affordability but refuse to settle. A bike built to bring back the thrill in everyday riding. Asterisk. As the engine finally turns off and the silence settles, one thing becomes clear. Suzuki didn't just revive the Thunder name, they reinvented what a 125 can be. This is not just a launch. This is a declaration. A statement. A cinematic return of a machine designed for a new generation of riders who want style without compromising practicality, performance without losing efficiency, and identity without sacrificing reliability.